no better feeling, bro.
yeah, no better feeling. Which leads me to my next point about Gary Vee, because I see that you're very heavily inspired to the point where you kill just spot on impersonation. Have you ever been in contact, by the way, with Gary Vee? Has anyone reached out? No?
No, his team has, but
Oh, yeah? Oh, nice. The team.
and D-Rock too.
Oh,
His
nice. Wow.
second hand man, yeah. But I'm sure maybe he's seen my videos by now, at least one of them. But I don't. There's no real way of knowing. But yeah, eventually
Yeah.
though, one day that's the goal, man. I'm trying. He's like my fucking internet dad, and like
Yeah.
he's. I got to meet this guy one day. I envision being in his podcast room, wherever he's
Yeah.
doing his podcast, and just doing an impression of him on the spot, and
Yeah.
him laughing, and we become buddies. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. No, for sure, man. It's yeah, like having that interaction with him would be gold. Because
It'd be
I've seen
crazy.
it. Yeah, I've seen those. But the reason why I laugh is because I could see that happening, like you sitting with him and doing an impression. But Gary Vee, we all love him. I could just see him turning into a dad and say, "But you got to figure out, like, you're
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
all
literally,
serious, like, you know what I mean?" And
bro.
you're
I
just trying to
love
make a
that.
joke. You're trying to make a joke, but he's like, "Whoa, hold on. Did you know
Yeah,
what I mean?" And
yeah,
he's just like
yeah,
getting all
yeah,
fired up
yeah.
about it.
But
Yeah.
you know what you're
Yeah.
really doing? Like,
Like at the beginning of the year, I was telling my family, I think it was literally the first day of 2021. He posts this video on TikTok or something where it goes, the caption, he always does those captions and he answers
yeah,
back to
yeah,
it. And it's like, Gary, how do you stay creative? I mean, he's like, how do you stay motivated? He's like, by realizing I have no fucking choice.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Literally,
That's it. You got
literally.
one fucking
Yeah,
life.
yeah. You got one life. Like, take
And
it. That's
yeah,
it.
and I think why I enjoy Gary Vee a lot is he's like the male version of my mom. My mom
Oh
is very
yeah.
tough that way. Yeah. So
Oh
she
okay.
talks the same way. No, but like the same dialogue. So when I showed her
Wow,
that
really?
clip, yeah, like that's how she talks
Wow,
to me. Like she's like, you
that's
want to go for
sick.
she's like, you want to go for this film drinking dream? You gotta fucking smarten up. You gotta,
Wow,
put yourself in order. Yeah, she's
that's
like my
good.
best friend that way, man. Like
Amazing.
talks to me like one of the boys.
I love it. That's how it should be.
But that's what I'm saying about like this Gary Vee guy is highly relatable. And I just want to know, like, how did you first kind of get introduced to Gary Vee, and how has he helped you grow your career?
And honestly, first of all, before I answer that question, just to add another touch to your point of the Plan B thing you mentioned earlier, I just had to say it. Like,
For sure.
if someone has if you have a Plan B for something, you already lost
Yeah.
because you're already tuning out the idea that you can make this happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're already not 100% invested. So if you're not 100% invested, then why the fuck are you doing it?
Yeah.
And so
It's true, man.
that's what actually drives me a lot is a lot of people are like, yo, man, what's your plan B? Oh, like, are you sure like this is gonna work? I've gotten that my whole life, like just
Yeah.
in general, but also especially doing comedy. This even till now, people are like, oh, like, how are you gonna make money? How are you, bro? First of all, I don't, I don't give a fuck what you say. I know this is for me, and I'm not. No one's gonna change my mind at this point. But also, I believe in myself so much that I know this is gonna happen. So
Yeah.
but the thing is, it's not about money. It's like if I can survive doing what I love and I'm
Yeah.
happy, bro, like that's all that matters to me. And I feel like everyone should be like that. But
Bro,
unfortunately,
I just wanted to interject because I remember Gary Vee, like, said something that he, it was saying that people on social media are making like $40,000 a year, like posting content and stuff,
mhm,
45 or whatever. And he's like, how happy they are. And when I heard that, I said to myself, that's when the game changed for me. Not that I was going to become a content creator, but I said to myself, he's right. If you really capitalize on a passion or something that you're really good at, and you can make like 40,000, how many people, I'm sure friends graduating from university, starting a job off like that, miserable. And I'm saying to
100%.
myself, if they can $40,000, 45, and they're actually like getting some sort of like popularity or some sort of like attention for what they actually enjoy, than sitting in a cubicle and getting shit every day and like you have to hear it. That's when the game changed. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know
Yeah,
if that was you remember that conversation you had.
yeah, 100%. I fully agree with that because nothing beats freedom. Nothing
Mhm.
beats doing what you want to do. Honestly, it's like so I can't like you like I can't listen to what someone has to tell me to do or like I can't take someone's orders. I have to do what I want to do. I've been that way my whole life. I've
Yeah.
always rebelled against other people telling me what to do, and I got to a point where I just couldn't handle it anymore. I think that was part of the reason why I even went into this field because I was like, I need to make something of myself for myself by myself.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's the best way to go about it, in my opinion. But unfortunately, a lot of people just are too scared to take the risk, or they're worried about, oh, what's this person going to think? What's this person going to think? Judgments going through their mind, anxiety. I understand, I get it, but that's you're only holding yourself back by doing that. And what you're gonna, and the thing is, a lot of people, what bothers me the most is people who number one, live for the weekend, because I'm like, you're gonna suffer for literally
Yeah.
majority of your week just so you can let loose. I'm like, bro, make a life where you can let loose every day.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't even need to let loose because you're already doing what you want and you're happy already. But people are so addicted to the lifestyle of like making more money in the image, and oh,
Of
like
course.
I have to be the best because you
Yeah.
know it's some sort of ego,
Yeah.
and that they ruin their life like that. And like when they get older, that's the biggest regret of a lot of people. It's like, oh, I wish I did more of this. I wish I worried about relationships more, or this and that, or like did things I liked, or go for a hike. You know what I mean? Like people are too strung up on this shit, especially on this side of the world. But I don't know. That's another conversation. But
Oh, buddy,
um,
I know. I just want to say like that's another thing I wanted to mention in the conversation, and this is why I love you even more because you're from the GTA, and I'm from the GTA, and there's a group of friends of mine that we always joke around like the Vaughn life and Markham, and just there's certain characters like just how they act, and I
yeah,
know what you're saying is that mentality because I've heard you before discuss this about I don't know what's going on in your country, but here on the western part of the world, we focus on like clubs and parties, and
yeah,
that's why with this pandemic it was really funny in a way because we follow a lot of girls or guys going to clubs, going to bars, and I know a lot of girls that their last post is like 2019.
that's
Their life their
insane,
life
bro.
just no because their life just stopped,
Stops,
right? It just pauses,
bro.
and it's like damn, like this is what we were talking about, the clout is
Yeah,
if you're chasing that, like that's what you're going to be remembered for.
you're literally a
Or
nobody.
seen as.
You're
Yeah.
yeah, like you're nothing because you're honestly, it sounds harsh, but you're a loser you're you're worried about what other people think. I'm like, bro, worry about yourself first. Like, and then people who are yeah, like the cloud chasers, bottle chasers. You know what I mean? Like going on the clubs to
Hmm.
appease to what? You know what I mean? So people are just lost, though, man. Like so many people are lost, and it doesn't help that society has created this image of what is right or what's successful and what's good and what's bad. It's like do what you think is right or do what you think is good, and then but
Yeah,
obviously it's easier said than done because a lot of people just don't see it that way, or they're not even
for sure.
aware to even think that way. So that's the problem. But
Well, a big thing too is like the circumstances, right? Like some like talking like this, you never know what another person's going through. My biggest thing is I know a lot of friends or the people you speak of where they have that opportunity or they have that option, right? But yet it's that courage that they're lacking or that tenacity.
yeah, 100%
And
the
that's
drive.
when those are the ones that you don't feel for because you're saying,
Yeah,
well, you have the
you
opportunity,
know.
you could do it.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
friends that are wealthy, like I got parents. Like I'm not saying rely on them, but I'm just saying is you have the options if you really like get creative. And to
Yeah,
hear them say, nah, it's all about this. It's like, no, it shouldn't be about anything. Like this is one
yeah.
life, as Gary
That's
Vee
what I'm
says.
saying. Literally, bro. You have one life. Like, fucking do
Yeah,
it. Like, what
killing
are
it,
you
man.
waiting for? Yeah,
Yeah, for
that's true
sure.
though. I'm like, bro, like you're like one, and the last thing I'll say about this is you're gonna do something because your parents want you to do it, and like literally, I have had my own friends say this shit to my face, and I'm telling, I told them like, you're gonna do this for your parents. What happens when they're gone? Are you still doing it for them,
Yeah, yeah.
or are you doing it for yourself? Like, where you're
It's
gonna
a
just
grim reality, man.
maybe like you're gonna be
Yeah.
miserable? What the fuck's the point?